Happy New Year! GitHub Unwrapped, the Game Off winners have been announced, and a pick of the week that makes it possible to make videos with React. All that and more on this episode of The Download. Welcome back to another episode of The Download. I'm your host, Christina Warren, Senior Developer Advocate at GitHub, and Happy New Year. It's 2023, it's a new year, same me, and this is the show where we cover the latest developer news and open source projects, so please like and subscribe. And my shirt this week is Champion. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still doing laundry and dry cleaning, and this was in my closet and looked cool, so that's it. Anyway, all right, because this is the first week of the year, things are a little bit slow in the news department, but never fret, I still found lots of cool stuff for us to talk about. First up, I do want to mention something that dropped at the very end of last year. It was too late for me to get it into a show, but I had to talk about it anyway, and that is the GitHub Unwrapped project. So every year, a lot of companies do an end-of-the-year recap of all the stuff you listened to, or you read, or you bought, or whatever. And Spotify actually started this trend 6 or 7 years ago, but lots of other companies have adopted/stolen it too. And so, of course, GitHub wanted to get in on the fun, and so my pal Lee Riley reached out to community member Jonny, who made something similar last year to work on an official project.
And this is what I did over a weekend. It allowed you to get a small video about your favorite programming languages and how many GitHub commits you did. And this is how they originally found me. So when they reached out, I realized, okay, I need to do this again, but this time it needs to be super scalable, super reliable, and much more beautiful. So that is the challenge that I am now taking on.
And so if you go to githubunwrapped.com and you type in your username, you'll get a video generated in one of 3 different styles that'll show you all of your activity over the year. Now, just a note, this only takes into account your public activity. So if some of your numbers are a little bit lower than expected, that's why. And you can actually look at a snippet of mine here. And Jonny, who's, again, excellent community member who worked on this with us, he made a great vlog going through the process, which you should definitely give a watch if you want to see some behind-the-scenes fun. This was also made using Remotion, which is a project that we're going to talk about in a bit. Yes, that is a spoiler. Anyway, I love this. I thank you for working on this, Jonny, for teeing it up, Lee. Links to everything are in the show notes in the description down below. Let me know, what your end of the year wrap was. And what's fun about this is you can use it year long. So if you want to start using it now, you can. Speaking of great ways to kick off the new year, the winners from Game Off, our annual game jam that challenges devs to build a game off of a theme, were announced this week. And this year, that theme was cliche, but the winners were anything but. Okay, that was bad. Anyway, the overall winner was Neon Square Resurgence, and this news came in literally as we were recording, so I've only got the name of the winning game, but I've got a link to all the winners in the description down below. Congrats, I love this. Hold on one second. Hello.
5 minutes later.
And after a brief interlude where I had to go get my keys from an Uber, we're back. In some cool compiler-y news, I want to talk about bflat, which is the compiler for C# that was inspired by Go. So you can build native C# apps, but you don't need to use .NET. And yes, the name is bflat and not dflat because the author didn't want to confuse users of the D programming language, and the B language is basically dead, so I get it. Puns are fun. But bflat is also fun, and it is from Mikhail Strahovski, I'm sure I butchered that, who works on the .NET runtime for Microsoft and makes all kinds of cool stuff, like he got C# working in Windows 3.1, and this is how he describes bflat. He says that bflat is a concoction of Roslyn, the official C# compiler that produces .NET executables, and native AOT, the ahead-of-time compiler for the .NET framework based on core CLR. And basically, he gives you access to both of those features by merging those two components together into a single ahead-of-time cross-compiler and runtime for C#. Neat, right? Anyway, what's also neat is that the newest release can actually build a C# app that can run bare metal without an OS. That's so cool. So I've got links to bflat's website and Mikal's GitHub repo in the links down below. And now it is time for my pick of the week. So earlier we were talking about Jonny Berger and his great work on GitHub Unwrapped and the fun videos that it creates, but I wanted to feature Jonny's company and the tool that he used to build those videos, Remotion. Remotion, which is available at remotion.dev, it lets you create videos programmatically using React, and so you can use React components and pull in APIs from other sources, and then create videos that export as an actual MP4 file. And Remotion is available under a split license. It's free for individuals and for companies with 3 people or less. I'm a big fan. I love what you can do with this, and I'm a huge fan of Jonny's work. So I just wanted to give that a shout out, Remotion. I've got a link to their website as well as the GitHub repos in the show notes and the description. Just great stuff. Let me know what the best things you've seen so far in 2023 have been. I know we're only like 6 days into the year, but let me know in the comments down below. Also, let me know your thoughts on any of the other stories that we covered. Maybe the fun games you've played, cool gadgets you've seen. If you have any New Year's resolutions of coding things you want to take on, let us know. We love it. And that's going to do it for me. If you liked this episode, please give us a like because that does help the algorithm. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the GitHub YouTube channel for all of your nerd needs. See you next time.